Hey you guys, welcome back to another video with me. I want to hop right into it, and please don't mind my voice. I'm getting over a cold. So I just told my Telegram I've had some losses for the last 2 weeks and I have to step away from the markets for a week or so. When I do this, I have to get back in my psychology bag. Reading Trading in the Zone always kind of puts me back in that flow. And as I was skimming through some of the verses I've already had highlighted, I came across this one. I said verses, I meant to say quotes. And I came across this one quote. It says, "What makes trading so fascinating and at the same time difficult to learn is that you really don't need lots of skills. You just need a genuine winning attitude." And I really like this quote because emphasis on you really don't need a lot of skill. You just need a genuine winning attitude. And when I think of winning, first thing comes to mind for me is sports. I played sports growing up. I played volleyball, AAU volleyball, D2 volleyball in college, gymnastics, tennis, swimming competitively, soccer, all kinds of sports, honestly. Her winning, that's honestly what comes to mind for me is sports. And not saying that you had to have played sports growing up or sports at all to be good at the skill. Clearly you do not, nor do you have to play competitive things to be good at this skill, but just having a winning attitude. I was even in chess tournaments in middle school. Fun fact there. After I read that quote, I'm like, okay, so I'm not playing sports right now, but how can I practice? How can I build that muscle of getting that winning attitude back? Right? Because clearly I'm not at my best at this point. So I have to step away. I'm not going to continue to trade when I know I'm not at my best. That's like when the coach puts you on the sidelines, listen, know how you are with practice, hence demo account. That's why another video, but that's why trading demo when on a losing streak, I really don't think it helps because how you perform in practice is not the same emotions you get when you're actually in the game when there's a whole bunch of people in the stands, but that's a different video. But anyways, when the coach takes you to the side, listen, I've seen your best games and this is not it. Let's let somebody else play. Oh, now that I don't really play sports, how can I exercise that muscle of having that winning attitude? Because when we are playing sports, how can I dig down deep so I can play my position at the best way I can possible so as a team we can win the game, right? So I just been thinking of ways how can I practice that muscle of digging down deep? How can I practice that muscle of having a winning attitude? Honestly, I think it's just anything that involves winning. So I always play my mom or my friends in iPhone games. Just getting that I'm very competitive first off, but just getting that winning attitude. Yeah, I'm the best at this game. You can play me if you want at your own risk, but I'm going to win. Anything that involves you feeling good about yourself, good about the win, I think will be helpful just to get that winning attitude back in you. But also psychology, if you're losing more times than not, it's because of your psychology, right? So yes, doing things with having that winning attitude, but also building yourself back up in any way that you can. So if that's podcasts, reading psychology books, which is for me, watching YouTube videos like this, just to kind of put things in perspective for you as to why you may be losing and things that you can do. One word that I also remember seeing on a page when I was skimming through was flow. So I went back just to kind of find the page, and I'm so glad I did. Another page on chapter 5. I'm going to read this to you. It says, "They're in the flow because they're perceiving an endless stream of opportunities. And when they're not in the flow, the very best of the best can recognize that fact and then compensate by either scaling back or not trading at all." You know when you're in flow. So let's go back to the sports analogy, right? You shoot a 3 and you make it. Okay, cool. You're right. You go back down, come back to the other side, pass the ball. They give you the ball, you shoot another 3. You're like, oh wait, hold on. I'm kind of hot right now, right? And you honestly just shoot another 3 just to see if you really got it, right? You get the ball, you shoot the three. Yeah, I'm in flow right now. Pass that thing to me every time. If y'all want to win, pass that ball to me. You're in flow now. So let's say even if you were to foul somebody down on the other side of the court, they make their 2 shots and you're just like, listen, I'm over here shooting threes on the other side of the court. Y'all can have them twos, but the 3 I'm about to make, y'all should have just sat down when you had the chance. Like, just having that winning attitude, right? Because like I just said, like, y'all can have the 2 points. If I'm in flow, I don't care about a little loss because I know the big wins that I've had and I'm about to have. And I like that last part of the quote when it says, and when they're not in the flow, the very best of the best recognize that fact and then compensate by either scaling back or not trading at all. I recognize that fact that I'm not trading at all, right? So why keep shooting threes if you haven't made a 3 in back to back to back? Scale back. Put a layup up or something. Layup up. Put a layup up. You know, shoot a 2 for a little bit, you know what I'm saying? And then build that confidence back until you can get into those threes again. Scale back or sit down. Go on the bench and do us all a favor and get out the game. So literally that's what it is with trading as well. So either scale back or sit down completely because you're not doing yourself nor your pockets a favor by continuing to trade. And then now let's exercise that muscle of having a winning attitude. Whatever that looks like for you, do it. Psychology, whether it's playing some type of game, mental stimulating games, whatever it needs for you. I think that's also amazing. Playing games that stimulate you mentally. I like the word games on iPhone because it makes me think. So one practice that I really, really want to get into, and I keep seeing that other traders do, is meditate. Right? Sometimes I feel like we have 1,000 thoughts going on at once, whether that's while we're about to take a trade, while we're in the trade. If we just practice things that soothes our mind, calms our mind, I think that'll be very beneficial. I'm excited to try meditating. I think it'll be helpful for me because even when I'm not trading, my mind is just going like, you know, so I hope this video was helpful and helps you get back in flow. And remember, just because you may be losing right now does not mean you need to strategy hop. And I relate everything to sports. Let's say I had a bad game for volleyball in college. In high school, I played outside hitter, which is I'm hitting the ball on the left side of the court. Let's say I have a bad game, Let's say I have a bad few games. That does not mean I need to switch my position to libero, right? I don't need to completely rearrange or change everything that I practiced or done, right? Maybe that just means get a trainer on my specific skill. Trainer can be watching someone or getting a mentor or watching YouTube's videos of someone that trades just like you, just to refine what you're currently doing. But that does not always mean change everything that you're doing, right? And sometimes, once again, it's literally just your psychology. So there's no need to strategy hop, especially if it's something that has worked for you multiple times before. So psychology is literally the biggest thing when it comes down to trading. And honestly, the secret to having these big trading days and having those payouts and getting funded is not giving up. Literally, that's it. The difference between those that don't make it in this industry and the ones that do is they just did not give up. Mark Douglas talked about this all the time. It's about doing the inner work. He talked about this all the time. The inner work is what makes a trader successful. If you're not willing to do the inner work, then this skill is not for you for sure. So I'm currently editing the video and my audio cut out right there. So I'm just going to end the clip here. I hope this video was helpful. If you want more content like this, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.